Splash. All too quickly you crash into the ocean below. No, not like this. The sea rushes up at breakneck speed, flooding your lungs. You struggle with your dress, weighs you down. Suddenly, someone's arms wraps around you. Hang on. Look at this. When you see Ronan, you panic, scratching and clawing and thrashing to put some distance between you. Get away from me. But he easily overpowers you and takes your face into his hand. If you want to survive, you're going to have to trust me. Can you do that? You're insane. Let's do that. That sounds good. You just threw me over the side of a boat. At least your night hasn't been dull. You struggle again, but the fabric of your gown causes you to sink lower into the water. Cursing, Ronan reaches around you, and to your horror, rips the dress off your body. Really? What are you doing? You struggle again, this time scratching the side of your face. Finally, he huffs, annoyed, and grabs your hands. Stop struggling or you'll drown. Suddenly, a rope drops into the water from above. Ronan wastes no time tying it around your waist. Before you can argue, you're hoisted from the cold water. Look at that. You land on the deck of a speedboat at the feet of two burly men. No, not men, pirates. This is her. You must be joking, Stefan. Well, this is like Vampire Diaries, Stefan. What do you think? The tallest, the one with the thick French accent, glares down at you. He's not happy you're here. Come on, Henry. She's cute. Looks like a little drowned kitten. Really? The second offers you a smile. In another situation, it might have been charming. Instead, you glare up at him. I'll give you a kitten. Well, it didn't sound right, did it? I should try to grab the wheel, try to hit one of the pirates, try to jump back in the water. Let's try to jump back in the water. You whirl and lunge for the edge of the boat. Whoa. You grab the edge and swing a leg over just as Ronan lands on deck. He seizes your wrist, preventing you from going overboard. Now, we can't have any of that. Your precious cargo, Amber. If I'm so precious, then let me go. She's the feisty one, I like her. The pirates laugh, leaning in close to you. You step back, but run into the other who grips your arm tight. Hey. She seems like she's going to be more trouble than she's worth. The pirates pull you closer. Show these pirates that they can't push you around. Really? This is ridiculous. I'm going to keep my dignity, demand they can't. Get angry, spit in the pirate's face. I'm going to do that since that saves some gems. I'll spit in the face. You spit in Henry's face. He growls, whipping his cheek with the back of his free hand. What the hell? You want to keep me? Fine. I have no intention of making it easy on you. The man scowls and turns to Ronan. Just dump her over the side, Captain. This isn't worth the headache. Henry, come on. She's a Spitfire, just what we need. If you don't let me go, I'll make you sorry. Look at her. Ronan, you need to control your first mate. I think he's in love. Oh, please, don't tell me this little firecracker doesn't warm your old, icy heart. Ronan watches you, and after a moment, he nods to Henry. Release her, Henry. Reluctantly, the man lets you go. Good job. You showed you're not just a damsel. Well, that's good. I respect your spirit, Amber. It takes guts to do what you just did. While I can't let you go, I can promise you I promise you'll be treated with respect. Now then, men, a little miss, off we go. And little miss, off we go. Okay, Stefan goes back to the wheel and the boat speeds away. Away from your family and friends. Away from everything you've ever known. Look at that, we're gone just like that. So I've been kidnapped. Sometime later, the engine winds down as your small boat pulls up alongside a massive ship. Where are we? Look at this. We're on a sailboat. You're bustling aboard the new vessel and find yourself in the center of a massive crew of pirates. An enormous man stomps up to you and looks you up and down. This little thing, she's too dainty to survive on this boat. Dainty? Is that supposed to be an insult? Because as far as they go, it's pathetic. Did you just call me pathetic? Yes, I did. The large man stares at you for a moment before breaking out into a hysterical laugh. I might actually like you. I'm sure you do. Look what she's wearing. She's not wearing nothing, walking around. Anyway, the burly man laughs and grabs your shoulders, spinning you around and shoving you into the arms of another pirate. What do you think, David? The other pirate, David, grabs you and gives you a once-over. It's bad luck to have a female on board here. What do you think, Stewie? He shoves you into the arms of yet another man. One by one, you're passed from pirate to pirate as they all courtly and hoot. Enough. Ronan's voice booms. The sly humor is replaced with the echo of absolute authority. Instantly they freeze, some mudded apologies, while others just drop their gaze to the ground. Bring her to me when you're finished. Ronan turns and stares off at the deck. He pauses at the bottom of the stairs and without turning says one last thing. Welcome aboard, Amber. Welcome aboard indeed. Look at this. The blurry man seizes your arm and drags you back. You below deck. You thrash and squirm, but it's no use. Let me go of me. The dark, industrial ship makes you nervous and you thrash harder. Stop wiggling around, Missy. He opens the door and shoves you into an unknown room. You cringe before you open your eyes. You realize the room is nice. You stare in shock as the pirate proceeds to drop a bundle of clothes into your arm. What are these? Thank you, I'm freezing. Let's do that. Be nice. The man looks taken aback by your gratitude, but recovers quickly and huffs. Make it quick. Captain don't like waiting. He sighs, rubbing the back of his neck. Captain's orders. He said, you're a prisoner, but you're not an animal. You need some dignity, you know. The man leaves and you take a closer look at the items he left you. They're surprisingly nice. Some of them are even stylish. Dignity, huh? It's better than what my family gives me. I've never been allowed to choose my own clothes before. Choose wisely. You'll be wearing these clothes for a while. Let's see what we can choose. It's going to be something free because I'm not spending nothing. Though that is tempting. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy that. I think so. I like that a lot. Anyway, here we go. After you finish changing, you're brought to a large room inside. Ronan sits at the end of a long table. About time you showed up. Please have a seat. The burly man pushes you into the nearest chair and leaves. Ronan watches you kicking and feet up. He tosses an apple into the air, catches it, then takes a large bite. Why am I here? Patience. We'll get to that first. He stands and nods once. Yeah, I like this look on you. You bastard. To your left, you see a butter knife sitting on the table. You grab it and spring to your feet, running and rolling. Ah! When you reach him, you swing the knife, but Ronan laughs and with a single swipe knocks you on your back. Nice try. Flat on your back, atop the table, Ronan hovers over you with a grin. His strong arms cage you. His eyes glitter with dangerous amusement. What's your plan, Amber? Better butter me to death? Wow, then swim for shore. I would have figured it out. Didn't think that far ahead. I'm going to say didn't think that far ahead. Really, but this was so thought out. Don't mock me. His expression goes from amused to something else. The air thickens and you feel warm. My intentions isn't to mock you, but you're quite fetching when you're angry. Bastard. There's a knock at the door. A moment later, one of the men from the deck comes in, trays of food. Ronan rolls his eyes and helps you up. Once on your feet, he snatches the knife away. I'll hang on to this. You're directed back to your seat at the other end of the table, and the newcomer serves the food. There it is. Look at that. Your stomach growls, and you can't help yourself. You dig in ravishingly. Quite the appetite on such a little thing. You hesitate, wondering if you should tell him anything, but you realize there's no point in hiding it. This is the first meal I've had in a plate of real food in months. Wow, on a plate of real food in months. Wow. Surely your family dines at the most exclusive places. Trendy food, exotics, wines. You stop eating, averting your gaze from him. Probably, but I'm excluded. My stepmom has been feeding me a slice of apple and a glass of water if I feel faint. I'm sure you're exaggerating. I'm not, and it's got worse recently. She thought I needed to lose weight for the lay debut. Likes to come up with new ways to make me suffer, hates me. I'm going to do lose weight because that's pretty obvious. Lose weight? Where? You shrug and continue to inhale the delicious food. Ronan's face pales. She sounds like a bitch. She's not entirely heartless. When my stepsister Daisy doesn't like something, she'll sometimes give it to me. There was a half-eaten roll a week ago. Wow. The darkness returns to Ronan's face like a thundercloud, ruthless fury plain in his eyes. Ronan curls his fingers tight, seemingly taking a deep breath. When he's done, he pushes his untouched plate to you. Here, take mine too. What? Why? His eyes catch yours, dark and glittering like sunlight on the ocean. Because your family sounds like a horde of monsters. I'd like to show you I'm not. Really? Why would I lie? It could be poisoned. If I wanted to do that, I would have at that ridiculous ball. Eat. Choose wisely. Eating the food will give you additional strength later. Really? I have to accept it then. There we go. You pause thinking it's over, but hunger takes over. You dig in, reveling in the exotic taste on your tongue. Ronan watches you eat. When you finish and put the plate aside, he clears his throat. What about dear old Cash Dixon? Does he do anything to defend you? You almost laugh at the absurdity. He hates me. You would have been better off kidnapping his other daughter. That would be useless to me. You tilt your head in confusion. What do you mean? Nothing. While you're here, you will get all the food you like. If there's something you're in the mood for, name it. David our cook is fantastic. Thank you. Really? You just got kidnapped. Anyway, you sat there in silence for a beat, but curiosity gets the best of you. Would you just tell me what you want from me? I told you my family doesn't care about me. I'm worthless to you. Are you? Ronan leans across the table, gaze trained on you. You shudder. Is that what that bastard of a father convinced you of, that you have no value? Clearly you know my father. I know he's an ass. I think that you're smart enough to know that too. I think that he's not perfect. The pot is calling the kettle black. I'm going to say you're far worse. Let's do that. Worse, me? You have quite a reputation. That I do, but it's very different from your father's. You see that once you get to know me, who says I want to get to know you? You kidnap me. He leans forward, his eyes captivating you. A chill races up your spine. Don't you? You glance around to survey the room. It's nothing special, and you don't see anything to immediately use as a weapon. When you look back at Ronan, you notice a small trickle of blood around his collarbone. How did you hurt yourself? He raises an eyebrow. Ah, your bumbling fiancé managed to kick me with that toy sword of his. It's fine. It will get infected if you don't take care of it, whatever. And why do you care? Well, if you drop dead, how will I get home? The boat smells bad enough without adding an infection. You don't want to show your men weakness by getting sick, do you? Let's do that. That's an odd answer, but we'll do that. I'm not sick. Not yet, no, but leave that wound the way it is, and you'll be festering in no time. Really? And you're an expert on festering wounds? I'm an expert on stubborn men. Wow. I didn't realize you cared so much. Didn't you try to stab me just a minute ago? You huff, straightening your back and glaring at him. Call it self-preservation. Clearly that method didn't work, so I'll have to try something else. Do you know much about first aid? My mother taught me a little when I was young, so medicine has always interested me. You smile at the memory of your mother, soft and warm, kind and sweet. Your childhood is filled with happy memories of her. But then she died murdered, according to your father. Some horrible man who was jealous of him was the culprit. And after he remarried, I wanted to learn more, but my father and stepmother wouldn't let me, but I still know a bit. Ronan studies your face for a long moment. All right, how about a deal and equal exchange? A deal. He gestures to his wound, the blood dripping. If you patch me up, I'll give you something. Something like what? What do you want, aside from an escape route, that is? You stare at him, almost dumbfounded. Still, it was more of a choice than you were used to. You take a breath. I want my dignity. I won't be caged like an animal. I want my survival. I'm going to do that. How's that? I like your resolve. You're more like a pirate than you think. Furious, you glare at him. I will never be like you. He smirks dangerously, leaning back with a shrug. Whatever you say. So, what do you say? Do we have a deal? Choose wisely. Ronan is offering a deal. Will you take it? Take Ronan up on his offer. I'm going to take him up. We'll do it. We have a deal. Excellent. He leans forward and holds out a hand for you to shake. Reluctant, you take it, feeling his rough calloused hand envelop yours. You swallow, getting right to business. Do you have any supplies I can clean it up for you? He points to the small cabinet across the room. Is there in there? Knock yourself out. You gather what supplies he has and go to work cleaning the dressing of the wound. The cut is deep and needs stitches, and luckily you find what you need in the dirty old bag. Really, you're good at this. You could have been a doctor if you wanted. I guess we'll never know. What do you Why do you let them dictate what you do? The question makes you uncomfortable. You finish patching him up in silence. Because they're all I have no choice. I have no choice, we'll do that. Ronan's expression is unreadable. After a moment, he smiles at you, lightly at you. Tell you what, when you go back to your room, we'll keep the door unlocked. Really? You deserve dignity, Amber. You'll be free to roam the ship. Thank you, I appreciate it. Ronan nods and smiles on his face, just a little more genuine. So the family of yours keeps you in a tight leash, huh? Yeah, they do. I lived my entire life like a caged animal, no more. It ends now. You take a long breath as a plan forms in your mind. It's risky, but you know you have to try. Did I see a bathroom on my way in here? Ronan doesn't say anything at first, eyeing you with a hint of suspicion. Yes, just down the hall. Am I allowed to use it? Wow. Ronan hesitates, watching you warily. You keep your face as neutral and innocent as possible. Fine, but make it fast. You nod and slip from the room. As soon as the door closes behind you, you run for it. There has to be one someplace on this damn boat. Think fast. Choices are timed. Make your decision before the clock runs out. Okay, I should go right. You veer right to come across the darkened hallway again. I have to keep running. We got the MJF music playing again in the background. Anyway, you gotta trust your instinct and keep going until you stumble into an unused room. If I were a phone, this is where I'd hide. You search the first two coats with no luck, but in the pocket of the last one, there it is. A cell phone, thank God. Your finger hovers over the keypad, ready to dial when a long shadow casts across the room. The floor creaks and you swallow a lump in your throat. There's someone behind you. There you are. Who's behind you? Will you escape the ship? Find out in Chapter 3. So there we have it, people. Alrighty, guys, that was the end of Chapter 2. So as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow for Chapter 3. Give that video a thumbs up. Have a great day now, and thanks for watching.